So hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. You're back with Emma at Bipolar Scotland and with our self-management volunteer, Lauren. And thanks for coming on today, I really appreciate it. Lauren, if you want to tell everybody a wee bit about yourself, that probably would be helpful.
Yes, hi everyone. It's really great to be here with you today. My name is Lauren and I joined the self-management training team quite a few months ago now, I think the end of last year. So I've been working with Bipolar Scotland in that capacity for about 6 months, I would say, delivering it along with Graham. And aside to that, I'm a coach and a speaker, and I deliver talks on self-compassion, which I hope to talk a bit about later. And my coaching company is called Soulcraft Coaching. Yeah. So that's what I do. Yes.
Thank you very much, Lauren. And I think we should probably just take the opportunity. If Graham is listening in, hi Graham.
Hi Graham.
I know that you didn't want to appear on camera, so that's absolutely fine. However, we are thinking of you as well as everybody else out there. But today, what we thought we would do is, a lot of people will talk about who have been on our self-management training. It's been a really life-changing moment for them almost. And at this time, we've had to put on hold our delivery of the course. We were due to run one in April, so I do apologise for people out there that haven't been able to go into that course. So I thought I would get together with Lauren and ask Lauren to look out our manual and maybe go through certain elements that you found helpful, that you can then pass on some tips to other people and hopefully get some people to think about their self-management and why it's really imperative, particularly at the moment, ways that we try and manage ourselves, our generic mental health, let alone somebody that's got bipolar. How are we able to do this, and what we can control and what we can't control? I think, Lauren, that's something that we both had a chat about, which is quite difficult at the moment. So, Lauren, you've looked at your manual. What have you found?
Well, the kind of key things that I find really helpful every time when I deliver the self-management training, one of the big pluses for me is that I learn from all the people that are in the training. So particularly when we're covering things like early warning signs, triggers, things like that, it just kind of, refreshes it all for me and gets me thinking about, how I'm looking after myself. Is there anything at the moment that's going on that I'm finding stressful or that I could change? Or how's my sleeping? How's my eating? All these things. And obviously, although we share, the diagnosis of bipolar, like everybody is quite, can be quite different. I think one of the things we always found with the self-management training is the depressive sort of the triggers or the early warning signs for the depression can be quite similar between everybody, but whereas the mania, going high or whatever, that can be quite individual for people. So that was one of the things I learned when I did the self-management training as a participant. But as a trainer, I guess the bit that I love the most is about lifestyle choices, because I feel that that's something we can control in terms of making sure, we get enough sleep. So sadly, I need about 8 to 9 hours sleep a night. I say sadly because I'd love to have less. I wish I could be like Margaret Thatcher and live off 4 hours, but unfortunately.
Are you finding the sleep at the moment? Are you still getting the same amount of sleep, or is that something?
Yeah, I am. I mean, Graham again was a real inspiration to me because he taught me about taking my medication a bit earlier because it would help me get up. I love to get up early, maybe about 6:30 in the morning. But because I was taking my medication when I went to bed at 10, 11 o'clock, I was struggling. So through delivering self-management training, meeting Graham, hearing what he did, because he was on the same medication as me, that helped me, that I've been doing that, and it's getting a bit easier in the mornings. So that's been really good. The other thing in terms of recent things that I've been doing is looking at my diet, and I had a lot of side effects. I take lithium, so I get quite a few side effects with lithium in terms of kind of IBS symptoms. I think it's just, I do take quite heavy medications for my bipolar disorder, so they can have quite big impacts on my system, if you like. So I started looking into like my gut health, and I worked with a woman on changing my diet, and that's been really helpful as well. So I try and eat maybe 1 or 2 plant-based meals a day. I'd love to switch to fully plant-based, but it's like the final, you know, yeah.
I think that was one of the interesting conversations I had with you just a few months ago, actually. It was about your diet, and you really noticed a serious difference with just recognising patterns of what you were eating, when you were eating it, and how that was affecting triggers actually in your life. So it was really interesting how the guts particularly is seriously related to our mental health and well-being.
Definitely, and we talk about that in the self-management training. We've got a whole section on that, and on gut health and things that you can do, like taking these certain supplements that can help, that are not going to interact with your medication. And so I think that's a whole, I'm just on the journey, I would say, but I'm not there yet. Haven't mastered it yet, but I'm definitely, my symptoms are much better now, having this mainly plant-based diet. So that's been good. And so that's something obviously within the control, without changing my medication, I can change what I'm eating. The other thing is we talk about is obviously exercise. Like, it's kind of all the key things that we touch on in self-management training, like your sleep, what you're eating, your exercise. These are all things that you hear about all the time in health, in the health field, but I think it's just getting new ideas on each area. So I've tried to, I always try and get as much exercise as I can. But one of the things I've done is that I don't kind of push myself too hard. So
really interesting point, actually, you make there, Lauren, because at the moment, because of the situation we're in, we get 1 exercise a day if we're following it properly, and we can almost feel pressure to go and do that piece of exercise. I don't know about anybody else out there, but I never really done a lot of exercise. Probably badly, I should have. But suddenly I feel this pressure to go out and go for a walk for an hour, because you know what, it's precious time outside. And whilst that's really good, it is adding that additional pressure to myself, and I had to have a really stay on top to myself and go, you know what, see if I don't want to go out one day for exercise, that's okay as well. Don't be too hard on yourself. So everything in moderation, I think, is a really helpful point to make, especially at the minute when we can be really hard on ourselves.
Definitely. So that kind of is my other point about how we talk to ourselves as well, which I know we want to kind of maybe integrate that into the self-management training, but it's all kind of around self-compassion, but your internal dialogue, like how you're talking to yourself. Are you being really telling you lots of shoulds, and you should be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, and just trying to kind of be kinder to ourselves and basically more encouraging. So instead of saying, well, you should have done that, you say, well, it was really good that you did that, and well done. And just trying to talk to yourself in a more positive, encouraging, kind of supportive way, and just recognizing all the things that you have done, because I think, this is an area that I specialize in because it's one that I've got most experience of in my own life, and I've seen the biggest changes in my own life come about through becoming less self-critical and more self-compassionate. So I think at this time in particular, we are all really suffering, we're all suffering to an extent, some more than others, particularly if you are on your own, or people that are maybe that's really tough. So I think it's kind of acknowledging that and just trying to be sort of kinder and gentler on ourselves, basically. Yeah,
I think that's a really good point to make, Lauren, and really to get across to everyone there is to be a bit kinder to ourselves. I think we talk about our world's worst critics, and we are. Nobody's going to beat you up more than yourself. And unfortunately, as well, and one of the things that I think is key is we can't change what's happened. we can just learn from that and take things forward. And I think that has been a critical difference in changing your attitude to a more positive one, not reflecting too much on the past, but learning from the past and really remembering that you are on a journey. You mentioned that before, you know, we are all learning as we go, and this experience here today that we're in, this current experience is a learning opportunity. So maybe changing that to a slightly more positive mindset around this is a chance for us to learn a little bit more about who we are as people. And that might help you get through a really tough, it's not going to take away the tough time, but it might just help us get through it a little bit more kinder to ourselves and more compassionate.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think at the moment, another key thing is sort of trying to be in the moment and in the day, because there's so much uncertainty. And I think if we go backwards, then we get depressed or anxious. If we go forwards, we're worried, and we don't know the outcome, like how long this will last for, and so there's no point thinking about the future because it's unknown. So the best thing really is just to live in the day as much as you can, or if you can't, just be in the moment. And I think that's a nice thing about when we do get to go out for walks and stuff like that, because I don't know about you, I'm sure you are enjoying them a lot more than usual because it's a sort of special occasion going out for a walk. But, you know, it's nice to just sort of notice things around you, and like the birds and the nice weather if it's nice, and just, I don't know, but just trying to be. I mean, I had that the other day when I was in the queue for the supermarket, and there were all these people, and I'd forgotten my phone, so I couldn't, I would have been on my phone otherwise, but I didn't have it, so I just had to stand there and sort of look around and, like, kind of notice things, and it was actually quite nice.
I personally have found myself that just taking each moment as it comes has been the best way for me to get through this situation, is to just, remember just to break that day down to each moment. The what if can creep in. And I think that's again your critique coming in, because we go, what if this or what if that, or what's going to happen? We can't control it. We cannot control it. So instead of creating that pressure on yourself, just be in that moment. And I actually found myself the other day walking around the park talking to myself, and I'm not really somebody that would do that, but I found it helpful because it helped me stay in the moment, and I found I felt like at least I had a little bit of a dialogue going out in the fresh air, and that cleared my mind. Actually, that really helped me. So that's a tip to 10, but give it a go. People may look at you, but that's okay.
A lot of people are doing it right now, so it's okay.
Exactly, don't worry. If you see me doing it, it's fine. You just wave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a really good tip to be in the moment. Lauren, do you do any form of like breathing exercises or anything like that? Do you find that helpful?
Yeah, I do actually. I've started doing another one because I was reminded about it by somebody. It's the square exercise. So you sort of breathe in for 4, out for 4, breathe in for 4, out for 4. So it's like a square. So it's like a 4-second square. And that's meant to be really good at getting you out of the fight flight, mindset sort of thing, to a kind of much more calm, relaxed kind of frame of mind. So it's just a case of you breathe in for 4, out for 4, in for 4, out for 4, and you do it for 4 minutes as well. That's what they say, if you can do it for 4 minutes. I'm a massive convert to breathing exercises. Like, I really do believe in them. I do other ones like there's earth breathing, where you kind of, you could look these up online, but there's earth breathing, heart breathing, when you're kind of imagining, kind of breathing in and out of your heart space.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, actually, what maybe we'll get Lauren for you to do is send us over some links for those, and we can put them on the Facebook feed so people can get this information.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Your Facebook page and get that information as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Help each other with these tips at the moment. I think that might just help us, you know.
There's also one called Dragon Breath, which is good. So that when people might start to feel a bit, because we're living in close quarters with family, and so it can be quite stressful at times. So if you get, you know, some people may be feeling quite frustrated or just angry, and they might want to just go away to their room, and you can do this Dragon Breath, and that's good for sort of releasing you know, for these sorts of feelings as well. So
that to me then. That one needs to come to me. But yeah, I think breathing is really good. It does kind of centre you, keep you in the moment. Initially it can feel a little bit bizarre doing it. But once you kind of start seeing the benefit of it, you recognise the benefits of breathing, and how it centres you and keeps you in that moment. So I recommend anyone that hasn't tried it, I really recommend you try it. What Lauren is recommending here. It's really helpful, especially at the moment when it helps you control yourself at the minute.
Your emotions and things like that. Yeah, things like fear and anxiety. If you're feeling, you know, the heart breath is really good. I'd also recommend visiting Kristen Neff's website, which is self-compassion.org. I'll send that as well. And she does some lovely meditations. And there's also somebody called Andrew Johnson. He's been on my radio show as a guest. He's lovely, really nice man. And he does lots of really good, he's got a gorgeous voice, like really deep kind of Scottish voice, but he does these great relaxation and meditations. He's actually doing them on Facebook Live. I think he's still doing them every morning at 8 o'clock. So if you look him up, you'll be able to find him. And he also does a really nice, because the benefit of being at home, I suppose, at the moment is if you want to have a power nap. So he does a really nice 29-minute power nap where you just go, you lie down and you can do a big relaxation, and it is unbelievable how good you feel after. So I'd recommend that as well. Yeah.
Maybe I should give that a go as well. But what I wanted to do, Lauren, is just thank you for coming on. And I think I'd like to kind of just give you the opportunity just to kind of highlight the other stuff that you've been doing as well recently, because I know that you're such a positive, upbeat person, Lauren, and to be around you, you do have like that positivity going on, and I think people can get a lot from you. So I just wanted to highlight to people that, Lauren, you do have your own Facebook page as well. There is some really useful tips on there. Go across and see what Lauren's doing, because I found it beneficial as well, Lauren, just to tie in and see you there as well. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, anyone's welcome to visit my page. It's Soulcraft Coaching, and it's craft with a K. And yeah, I mean, it's all about living life self-compassionately. So what that actually means and how we do it. So there's a lot of inspiration, you know, quotes, articles, and my radio shows that I do every week. So I'm still doing them from home, not live, but my radio shows are still going out every week on Stirling City Radio on a Wednesday night.
Excellent.
This week we're going to be looking at living courageously. So it's about having courage, you know, during these times. So that people can follow me either on Facebook. That would be the best place probably, or I am on LinkedIn, but Facebook, yeah.
Wonderful, and we will put all the links on as well, the feed regarding all the breathing exercises and so forth that you recommended, Lauren, as well. So thank you so much for coming on today. I really, really do appreciate it. I know on behalf of people that are going to watch this, they will also appreciate it and hopefully get some positivity from this and feel less alone. We're here at Bipolar Scotland as well. I just want to highlight that to anybody who's watching this. Please do get in contact. We want to help you at this time. It's really important that we all help each other through this, and we will get through it, and we will come out stronger in the end. I know that's hard to say right now, but that will happen. And just offer that little bit of positivity to each other at the moment. It's going to go a real long way. So anybody that's out there that's on their own, please remember you're not alone. We are here. Please message us. Please call us. We will pick up the phone and we will talk to you.
Brilliant. Yeah. No, I think that's really important. Yes, and if anyone wants to get in touch for more information or anything, contact me on Facebook. I'd be happy to get in touch that way as well. So, like Emma says, you're not alone, and that's what I say to people as well every week, that they're not going through this alone. And I think it's amazing that Bipolar Scotland are there and able to take people's calls and answer any questions, or just have a chat, because yeah.
That's so nice. But thank you, Lauren, and yeah, everyone take care, and yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed today, and we will be back with some more of these opportunities for you to participate in our meetings, so please do stay tuned and watch our Facebook page for more updates. Thank you.